Well, Tom, the Bears have found some pretty painful ways to lose games over the last couple of seasons, but this was tough to watch.
It was. Ups and downs. Was very happy to see what the offense was able to do, especially in the first half of that game. I thought Dowell Loggins called a beautiful game offensively, mixing things up. Many different formations.
Yeah.
They ran the ball out of shotgun. They ran the ball out of pistol formation. They threw it on first down. They ran read options, something you and I talked about a few weeks ago, getting Mitchell involved, tucking and running the football. Defense lost Leonard Floyd. It wasn't their best effort on the season, but ultimately, if you factor out the fumble return for a touchdown, the defense gave up 20 points to an offense that was averaging 27 points per game. So defensively, again, they did enough to give this team a chance to win. Special teams gets them at the very end. Connor Barth, just when you thought Connor Barth had solved some things with 3 field goals in bad conditions last week, I don't know what that was. I've never kicked field goals for a living, but that one was not even close.
I feel like you could have gone out there and made it look a little bit better than he certainly did. Mitchell Trubisky, arguably one of his best performances to date.
I thought it was his best game. Now, again, I'd have to look at the film again and look at some of the details. There were some missed throws, but all in all, I thought he was at his best. And I think his offensive coordinator did him some good. They ran the ball for better than 200 yards, and Mitchell contributed about 50 of those rushing yards, threw the ball strong in a number of instances. Look, this is going to take some time for this kid. This was his 6th NFL start to go along with 13 collegiate starts. He hasn't started 20 football games since he was in high school. So I think he's coming along quite well, and I think that the offensive coaches helped him with a lot of it. But I also want to focus on their offensive line. Hronis Grasu struggled last week, and it really collapsed things. I thought the Bears were much better at the point of attack on both sides of the football, but certainly on offense. And let's give a tip of the cap to Kyle Long, who is all banged up. His hand is bad, his wrist is bad, his ankle is bad, his shoulder is bad, and he is still out there doing the best that he can. That's a man out there giving you all that he can, and when he's available, that allows them to slide Cody Whitehair into center, and then all of a sudden your pocket is more secure. Your running game is more effective. I think if you put on the tape of last week's game against the Packers where they were blown up on the interior of that offensive line and compare it to what we saw today, Kyle Long's presence makes all the difference in the world, even when he's limping, because now everyone can go back to their natural positions.
No, let's hope he can be out there for more than one game. You credit Dowell Loggins for a better game plan for sure than a week ago. He spent all week defending why Tariq Cohen wasn't getting looks and Adam Shaheen, getting him involved. You saw both of them today.
We did, and I think that Tariq Cohen needed more touches and needed to be on the field, and I think it was a mistake of theirs, and that's part of coaching is to self-scout. We ask them to self-scout between weeks in the bye week and see what maybe you're missing as a coaching staff. And I think it was pointed out to him on a number of occasions this week, mostly by the media, that, hey, you've referred to Tariq Cohen as your most explosive player, and yet he's not on the field for 50% of the snaps. We saw that change today. In fact, I thought we saw great balance in terms of the number of touches Jordan Howard got, the touches that Cohen got. And I think we saw Adam Shaheen grow up a little bit as an NFL player as well. Not that he was immature or was doing anything wrong, but with a bigger responsibility, I think you're seeing him contribute much more.
And I think it makes it that much more painful. You see Trubisky convert on 4th and 13, and then they're unable to capitalize on it. The defense, you said, didn't have their best day. Short-handed, got beat up. Akeem Hicks had to go out for a little while, and obviously the injury to Leonard Floyd. How tough is that for them to recover from?
Well, it's very difficult. They needed that defense, which has led this team all season long, with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter to make a stop. Now, they didn't allow Matthew Stafford and the Lions to score a touchdown, but they did allow them to drive into field goal range. And basically anything from 65 and in is field goal range for Matt Prater. And give them a lot of credit for that. But in that instance, they needed somebody to really step up and make a play, and you had guys in the secondary falling down, and they just weren't able to do that. Losing Leonard Floyd is quite taxing for them going forward, and it's been a struggle for Kyle Fuller the last few weeks, and it's not his fault. He's out there trying to make a play, and unfortunately, he took his own guy out.
Yeah, so that's difficult to understand as well as they move forward. Okay, John Fox now 2-22 when the Bears are trailing at the half. Another indictment of just the reality of where they're at in this rebuild?
Yeah, I think, if you go back and look at some of the quarterbacks they run out there over the course of the years, there is some explaining part of that. But they have not been an explosive offense over the last 2+ years. We're finding more ways to get better, especially with Mitchell Trubisky's performance today, getting Adam Shaheen, a rookie, involved, getting Tariq Cohen, a rookie, involved. Today, as I said, they ran for better than 200 yards. They had good balance running it and throwing it. And I think over the course of time, you will continue to see Dowell Loggins and John Fox allow Mitchell to do more. Indictment, sure it is, because as Bill Parcells said years and years ago, you are what your record says you are. And from that particular basis, it hasn't been good.
More than 10,000 Bears fans did not show up today, had tickets to the game. Beautiful day in November, cold. Are you surprised?
My wife and kids went. I mean, they had a wonderful time.
Then
the weather was
where
nice.
are these people at?
I don't know. Listen, I understand that there are a lot of people that are disappointed. And, that's the best way for a lot of people to express their disappointment is to decide not to go to the game. And look, I have burnt orange and navy blue that courses through my blood because of my great respect for the organization because I played for them.
Yeah.
If I had the opportunity to go today and it wasn't working, I would have been out there as well. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. But it is a way for the fans to vocalize or to express their displeasure with how things have gone. And at 3-7, there's a lot to be unhappy about.
You said it, demoralizing. I mean, last week we were mad because it didn't look like they were ready. And today you just get frustrated because of what happened. So where do they go from here with a loss like that?
Again, every opportunity is an opportunity to go out there and prove yourself as a player. I think if you're a fan of this team, what's most important to you now is the development of your rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
And I thought we saw him take the biggest step of all today. Last week, I went back and I looked at the film, and there were some good things, but there were also some things that made you scratch your head and say, wow, he's just really inexperienced, and at times he's hurting himself in his offense. Saw less of that today. And that's just a natural progression for a young quarterback who, A, doesn't have a ton around him, and B, doesn't have a ton of experience. I was very impressed with what I saw from Mitchell today. Again, it wasn't perfect. There are going to be mistakes along the way. Even veteran quarterbacks make mistakes. But I thought what we saw, there are no moral victories. I get it.
Yeah.
But if you're a fan of the Chicago Bears and you're worried about the direction they're going, I think you had to like a lot of what you saw from not just their rookie quarterback, but their rookie running back, their second-year running back, their rookie tight end. Offensively, this was the best they have looked in quite some time.
I'm going to own this statement, Tom. They will win another game in the second half of the season.
They will
Last week I wasn't so sure, but today I have a little more optimism about the final few games.
I had a gut feeling about this when I picked the Bears to win this game 24-23. Ultimately, it didn't work.
There.
It was close. I was close. I just felt they were going to bounce back and give an effort. And I think we saw some of that today. Something to build on. But again, I think the key is look at what they did offensively, and you had to be impressed with the willingness of the coaching staff to put more on Mitchell's plate and how Mitchell and the rest of those guys inside that offensive huddle, how they responded. And also, if you're a diehard football fan, you're a Bears football fan, a tip of the cap to Kyle Long.
Yeah.
Again, now, he had a couple of penalties, and one was an inexcusable penalty on a late hit. But that man is playing with a number of injuries, and his presence on that offensive line allows them to be much better because now everyone gets to play their most natural position.
He is certainly a difference maker. Tom, enjoy your Thanksgiving.
You do the
I
same.
suggest you maybe practice kicking. Maybe
No,
the phone will yet ring.
No, there are plenty of people out there that can do this. That's the job of the general manager, to find one that you can count on more frequently.
Yes. So perhaps that's who they'll be looking for this holiday week.
Every game's an opportunity to prove yourself.
This is true.